Hi, Wendy Hinman here with the Daily Hope. We are in John 12:17 through 19 today. And let me just give you a little idea of what's going on in this chapter before we get to our verses. Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. Palm branches are being laid down, coats are being laid down, people are singing Hosanna, and there's some people that are disturbed by this. And then there's some people that are just wondering. The disciples don't understand what's going on. They're sort of thrilled by it, but they don't understand everything that it means, even with Jesus saying certain things. So we get to the verses that we have for today. Now the crowd that was with him when he called Lazarus from the tomb and raised him from the dead continued to spread the word. So Jesus, a little while before, has raised Lazarus from the dead. And so that's the momentum. Someone who was dead coming to life that is propelling him into Jerusalem. And then it says in verse 18, many people, because they had heard that he had performed this sign, went out to meet him. They were running after life. They heard that there was a man who could give life even when death was present. So there were witnesses, and then there were people who heard the story, and they were going towards Jesus for life. But then in verse 19 it says, so the Pharisees said to one another, see, this is getting us nowhere. Look how the whole world has gone after him. And they're not thinking about what Jesus has done. Sometimes when we see Pharisees in the New Testament, it's helpful for us to read pastors, church leaders, religious people, ourselves. What am I thinking? What would I think if I were in this situation with Jesus? And I like another translation that says, what are we accomplishing here? Instead of just seeing the wonder of who Jesus is, they were trying to accomplish something. And they were trying to defend their reputation as spiritual leaders. And here was a spiritual leader who was better than they were. They were trying to protect their small power in the little culture of the synagogue. They were trying to exert their small authority in Roman occupation, but they had this little place of power. They were about themselves, their ministry, and Jesus was shaking it all up. But the key is Jesus, not religion, but being in relationship to him. The people in the crowd were running after life. Some of them had seen Jesus raise Lazarus from the dead. Some had just heard, but they were going towards life. And that's the key today. Look to Jesus for life. Don't look to yourself, your little ministry, your little mind, the little things you can do. Seek Jesus because he is the king in the kingdom and he gives life. Go out and live for him today.